about your first paid makeup fee.
So, it's funny that you speak on that. I remember I would be inside the salon. I would offer my makeup services to anyone that's for free. Anyone that would let me practice makeup on them, I would do it. And I remember one day it was a young lady. Her name was Tiffany. She came by the salon and she was participating in the Full Figured fashion show. So she did her own makeup after she got her hair done. She was doing her makeup inside the one of the empty stations of the salon. And I was like, Tiffany, girl, you look a mess. Let me help you out with that. So I went over and I helped her out with it. I added, some more makeup to her. She looked fabulous. And maybe about a few days later, I had got a call from a lady named Natasha Bryson. She was the one producing the Full Figured fashion shows. And she asked me would I go on a road with them to, I think it was Richmond, Virginia, and do makeup for their show. And she offered me $35 a face. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, somebody wants to pay me to practice doing makeup? Of course. So I took it. And that was my first paid experience. But everything up until then, I was really just doing it for free just to practice.
Wow.
So now let me tell you something funny about this. Natasha, the one who was producing the Full Figured fashion shows, she actually later became one of the heads of special events for BET.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So she gave me my first commercial job, which was with Deborah Cox, and it was for the women's, the leading health and fitness for women's. It was some kind of show that they were doing, and I did Deborah Cox makeup for the commercial.
Wow.
So the same woman who was paying me $35 a face for these fashion shows was now booking me on jobs with celebrities.
Wow, look at how, I love how that came around full circle.
Full circle moment. And again, it goes back to what we spoke about earlier in our interview, just building relationships with people, because Natasha Bryson was also the one who just booked me I think I was in New York, either my second or third week here. She booked me for Fashion Week. BET did their first show for Fashion Week, and she hired me as the head makeup artist, the key makeup artist for the show, where I was able to bring on 10 other makeup artists, 10 other hairstylists for the show.
Wow, that's amazing.
Talk about building relationships and full circle moments. Definitely.
Wow. So a lot of people look up to you and they feel that, they can't get to where you are or do what you're doing because of things that happened to them in the past.
Okay.
And another thing, as we spoke about earlier in the interview, is that, the sun is not always out.
Yes.
You have pushed past your challenges and your trials. You don't put at the forefront of whatever you're doing.
No.
So talk to those people who feel as though their past is holding them back.
Okay.
What would you say to them?
I would say to them, don't let your past story define who you are today. You gotta pick up the pieces and move on. It was funny, I've always known this, but it kind of clicked more. I did Gabrielle Union for an appearance she did on The View, and she had spoke about, a very traumatic experience that happened to her in her past. And she said sometimes people oh, poor baby, they want to, love you up and kind of let you stay and live in that moment. Right. And she was speaking on how you have to move past it and use that and, have determination within yourself that you're not going to let that define who you are. I didn't grow up where, being a celebrity makeup artist could be suggested as my future. Right. I had traumatic experiences happen to me in the past. I was abused. I was molested. Then, growing up, I was fat, Hispanic, and gay. So, all of those certain things, wouldn't suggest that I could be who I am today. But I made a conscious effort to make sure that I didn't let it define who I was. That it was a piece of my past, but not of my future.
Right. Amen to that.
I would really say to, everyone out there, the thing is, everyone has a story.
Right.
Everyone does.
Right.
Everyone has had something that happened to them or, some kind of misfortune in their life. And the thing is, you know, move on from that. Don't let it affect your future. And not only that, at some point, you know, people, like, they want to hear about it, but then again, it gets old.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Very
like,
true.
it gets old, and at some point, you got to put in the work and let your work do the talking. Like, use that same energy, putting your story out there of your past, use that and put it into your work.
Right.
And see what you can make of it. Like,
I love it.
Yeah.
So speaking of work,
okay.
We love your celebrity clientele. So tell us what do you like about being a celebrity makeup artist? What are some of the perks?
Okay. So what I love about working with celebrities is the opportunities that I get as far as travel.
Tell us about it. Talk about it.
Okay, so like I worked with one celebrity, and I did her first, and I think we were in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. And when I finished her, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Renny, you're amazing. You're about to travel the world with me." And next thing I know, a couple weeks later, I was in London. Wow. You know, a month or so after that, I was in Africa. And working with different celebrities, I get to meet other people. I got to meet different singers, different actors. Like, you know, just I was being put in a room with people who, once again, my past didn't suggest that I would be in the room with these people. I would be having lunch with them and whatnot. So it's amazing altogether. But most importantly, I want people to know too that it doesn't even have to be a celebrity.
Right.
It could be anybody. Like, I love doing makeup on anyone. Sometimes your best clients could be that bride.
Right.
See, 'cause the reality of it is every celebrity that I've ever worked with has worked with amazing artists, like my mentor, or, you know, other artists that are really, really great. So by the time they get to me, they don't expect anything less than.
Right.
So, but where that everyday woman or that bride, something that I offer them is something that they're not used to, so they're like, wow. So sometimes that's the most rewarding, is an everyday person.
So I attended one of your Catch to Beat classes,
yes.
And it changed my life forever.
Okay.
So
how did you like it?
I loved it. It was so amazing. Number one, I love the fact that you let us get really up close and personal. It's not like you're over here and like we're all the way over there. First thing you said is everybody gather around, come close, sit on the floor if you want to. You don't mind us taking photographs and asking questions. It was just really free, open, and you were just really receptive to like all of our questions. There was no such thing as like a stupid question. It was just like, girl, you know.
You know what's funny? I'm glad you mentioned that. And I talk about this in my workshops, where I really don't feel like there's any difference between me and the makeup artists that are learning from me. The only differences are experiences.
Right.
You know, that's it. So I don't feel like anybody is better than the other one or anything like that. I think that we're all the same. Like, we're all lovers of makeup. I look at everybody as my brothers and sisters in makeup.
Right. So that being said, at the class that I went to just a couple days ago in New York City, you had people from Africa, Canada, Trinidad. Is Catch to Beat going international? Do you have any plans in the near or distant future to have your classes in other countries?
Well, my manager's over there, so we're definitely putting something in the works now. He's working on that. That is a dream of mine. So I do plan on taking it international. And I have to tell you, it is such a humbling experience anytime I walk into the room, let alone for people that lived around the corner from the venue to come.
Right.
But when you find out somebody got on a plane and flew 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, however many hours to come here to see you, it is a total moment.
Yeah. So, as I told you, this is our little fan portion. On social, there was a question someone asked, because, you know, we're working with our little budget, our little, you know, money after we pay our bills and all these things.
Okay.
If you had $65 and you were able to take that and just, you know, go on a makeup spree in a drugstore, what would you suggest that we purchase?
Okay, so, you know, for me, it's all about skin.
Right.
Okay? So I would say that if I only had $65 and to spend at, you know, my nearest drugstore, I would have to put it on Black Opal Foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up here right now. It's one of the Black Opal Stick Foundations. You saw I used it in the class. Yeah. It's like my favorite foundation ever, to be honest with you. I do use other stuff here and there, but this is one of my core must-haves, gotta have, you know, staples in my kit. So I would definitely say Black Opal foundations and maybe some L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. Yeah, and Carbon Black.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I combed your social media feed, and someone on Instagram asked, how do you tell someone that they have terrible eyebrows? Because, you know, people be going too far.
Okay, so I think a polite way to tell somebody that their eyebrows are just way too overdone, you can say like, oh girl, look at those eyebrows. You know, that's a lot of brow you have going on.
Yeah.
You know, the overdone eyebrow, it's so like, it's going out. It's like, it's so yesterday. Like no one's doing that anymore. Like let's calm it all the way down. Let's just fill it in where we need it filled in a little bit, brush them up with some clear mascara gel, and call it a day. I would just say study the pictures in magazines and try to make your brows look a little bit more like those. Like that's what fashion is calling for.
So would you say that is one of the most common makeup mistakes, is just like just being overdone in general, whether it's eyebrows or eyeshadow? Yeah. Would you say that falls on the list somewhere?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest mistakes is overdoing, you know, certain things. Because, you know, I totally go for it on foundation. But like I said, that's what I want to play. The forefront of my makeup is the person's skin. Everything else, I want to kind of play the background. It's almost like when you go to put on your outfit and you pick out that beautiful blouse like you have on today. Everything else kind of falls back from that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I say if you start with skin and really concentrate on perfecting the skin, you will realize you don't need as much eyebrow. You don't need as much eyeshadow. You can do a lash and lip and be fabulous.
So what if your skin is a problem? What if you have hyperpigmentation? Especially like if someone of like my color, my complexion.
Okay.
How do you know, focus on skin? It's like, oh, let me play my eyeshadow so that you won't see what's going on here. Like, what give me tips for hyperpigmentation?
I really just cover it. I use like I said, Black Opal's full, their sticks are more of a fuller coverage.
Okay, so I know you don't use concealer, right?
I don't. You use some of my secrets. No, it's fine. I don't really use concealer. I'm just not into it. And I find that I don't really have to use it. Like I use a full coverage foundation, so that acts as my concealer. I figure when I put a layer of a foundation on to give the person an overall nice, you know, even tone, then I just dab a little bit more foundations in the area that needs a little bit more help.
Right. Thank you so much for just letting us get to know you a little bit more, share your tips and secrets and all that good stuff. I'm so excited for you and everything that you have coming your way.
Thank you so much.
And I, on behalf of everyone that's watching, everyone that follows you on social media, I just want to let you know that we're rooting for you, that we appreciate you, and we just thank you for doing more than makeup, for just inspiring us to be the best that we can be.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
No problem. If you guys want more on Renny and his career, please go to RennyVasquez.com.
She hired me as the head makeup artist, the key makeup artist for the show, where I was able to bring on 10 other makeup artists, 10 other hairstylists for the show.
Wow, that's
so,
amazing.
Talk about building relationships and full circle moments. Definitely.
Wow. So a lot of people look up to you and they feel that, you know, they can't get to where you are or do what you're doing because of things that happened to them in the past.
Okay.
And another thing, as we spoke about earlier in the interview, is that, you know, the sun is not always out.
Yes.
You have pushed past your challenges and your trials. You don't put at the forefront of whatever you're doing.
No.
So talk to those people who feel as though their past is holding them back.
Okay.
What would you say to them?
You know, I would say to them, don't let your past story define who you are today. You gotta pick up the pieces and move on. It was funny, I've always known this, but it kind of clicked more. I did Gabrielle Union for an appearance she did on The View, and she had spoke about, you know, a very traumatic experience that happened to her in her past. And she said sometimes people like, oh, poor baby, they want to, you know, love you up and kind of like let you stay and live in that moment.
Right.
And she was speaking on how you have to move past it and use that and, you know, have determination within yourself that you're not going to let that define who you are. You know, I didn't grow up where, you know, being a celebrity makeup artist could be suggested as my future. Right. You know, I had traumatic experiences happen to me in the past. I was abused. I was molested. Then I got a call from a lady named Natasha Bryson. She was the one producing the Full Figure fashion shows. And she asked me would I go on a road with them to, I think it was Richmond, Virginia, and do makeup for their show. And she offered me $35 a face. I was so excited. Like, I'm like, oh my God, somebody wants to pay me to practice doing makeup. Like, of course, so I took it. And that was my first paid experience. But everything up until then, I was really like just doing it for free just to practice.
Wow.
So, now let me tell you something funny about this. Natasha, the one who was producing the Full Figure fashion shows, she actually later became one of the heads of special events for BET.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your first paid makeup date.
So it's funny that you speak on that. I remember I would be inside the salon. I would offer my makeup services to anyone that's for free. Anyone that would let me practice makeup on them, I would do it. And I remember one day it was a young lady. Her name was Tiffany. She came by the salon and she was participating in the Full Figure fashion show. So she did her own makeup after she got her hair done. She was doing her makeup inside the one of the empty stations of the salon. And I was like, Tiffany, girl, you look a mess. Let me help you out with that. So I went over and I helped her out with it. I added, some more makeup to her. She looked fabulous. And maybe about a few days later, so she gave me my first commercial job, which was with Deborah Cox, and it was for the women's, the leading health and fitness for women's. It was some kind of show that they were doing, and I did Deborah Cox makeup for the commercial.
Wow.
So the same woman who was paying me $35 a face for these fashion shows was now booking me on jobs with celebrities.
Wow, look at how, I love how that came around full circle.
Full circle moment. And again, it goes back to what we spoke about earlier in our interview, just building relationships with people, because Natasha Bryson was also the one who just booked me I think I was in New York, like either my second or third week here. She booked me for Fashion Week. BET did their first show for Fashion